Did you ever hear something like this growing up? "Oh, why do you look like that? Look, I'm just trying to help. Let's fix this or else you're gonna get bullied." 'Cause I did. All the time. Me and this lady, we got problems. My problem is her. And her problem is that she sucks. I think the majority of my insecurities came from her nitpicking all the time. I think parents sometimes forget that their children are sentient human beings with brains that are able to understand stuff and feel things. 'Cause my mom didn't only do this with me. She's done this to all of my siblings. And I've seen other parents do the exact same thing. And then whatever thing they were nitpicking about, saying you were gonna get bullied for it, they end up being the only person to ever point it out in the first place. My mom obviously wanted to give birth to a perfect little Barbie doll, but instead, she got me. My hair was dirty blonde when I was little, and by little I mean a baby. But as I got older, my hair got darker, and by the time I was about to start kindergarten, my mom was apparently fed up with my hair, and she started bleaching it. I was 4 years old, getting highlights in the kitchen with those stupid plastic cap things. Please don't use those on your kid, by the way, or on anyone for that matter, including yourself. Just section out your own highlights. Anyways, it was obvious to me, even at that age, that my mom preferred me blonde. I started comparing my hair to my sister's, and I would argue with her about who had the lightest hair, when the reality was her hair was lighter, but I was being a little delusional, because if her hair was lighter, that meant that my hair was darker, and if my hair was dark, that meant that it was bad, and that meant Mom didn't love me as much as she would if my hair was blonde. My mom probably didn't think that I was even capable of feeling things like this at 4 years old, but she was wrong. I obviously didn't tell her this because I think it was only subconsciously that I felt these things. It took me growing up and reflecting to recognize where the feelings were coming from. But it didn't stop little me from spiraling, even if she didn't understand why. Who bleaches a baby's hair, by the way? 4 years old? Come on. I was also really insecure about my acne once I got in middle school. My mom kept calling me dirty and said that that's why I had acne, as if hormones aren't a thing. And you know what? She was probably partially right. I was not taking care of myself at all. I wouldn't drink water, I ate a ton of junk food, I had a hard time getting out of bed or taking a shower or doing much of anything, honestly. And you know why? Because I was depressed. You'd think a parent would be concerned, but no, just disgusted, I guess. There was no attempt to help me, no encouragement, just, ew, your face is gross. I had this spot under my bottom lip that was slightly darker than the rest of my face, and honestly, I think it was mostly just a shadow because my lip is kind of pouty, I guess, so it casts this dramatic shadow, but also hyperpigmentation.
Is that hyperpigmentation?
But my mom was convinced it was dirt for some reason, which didn't make sense because no amount of scrubbing made it go away. But every time she would see me, she would make a comment about how gross and dirty my chin was and how I need to clean it. And I would try. Nothing would change. And she would just, I don't know. She just made me feel like I was actually dirty and I just wasn't trying hard enough. So I scrubbed and I scrubbed and I rubbed a whole layer of skin off my f***ing face trying to clean this spot that wasn't even dirty to begin with. Then I actually did have a prominent spot on my chin from the scab that formed there. And look, I'm a notorious picker, which probably was only made worse by all the comments on my appearance, making me want to just pick at all my insecurities, which doesn't work. So I kept picking at the scab, and it scarred, and that lasted months. And my mom kept calling me dirty. When the scar finally faded, though, I didn't have that dark patch anymore, so I guess my efforts were all worth it in the end. Yippee! Oh, and don't even get me started on the time I actually was being bullied at school. When I was in elementary school, look, I'll be honest, I was kind of dumb. Okay, not dumb. I was special. I was really smart, actually. Or at least I think I was, but I took things very literally. I don't know if it's because ADHD or because I was an only child at the time or some other third thing, but I just took everything at face value, so I was very easily lied to. I didn't even realize lying was a thing. I thought everyone always just told the truth. So if you told me that the watch you were wearing was actually a detonator for a bomb and it was gonna blow the school bus up the moment I stepped off, little me was shitting her pants because what the fuck, we're all gonna die. So me and my naive, dumb little child brain going into elementary school was like, man, I get to be friends with all these new people.
Right? Wrong!
No one liked me. That's a story for another day, honestly, but I remember I'd get kind of pushed around a lot. I can't remember the circumstances surrounding every incident, but I do remember coming home several times, bawling my eyes out. What's wrong? I got hit. If you come home telling me some kid hit you one more time, I'm gonna hit you. I still don't understand what the mentality was behind this. She wanted me to handle confrontation on my own and just get into fist fights. She told me that I should never start a fight, but if someone else starts one with me, I have to finish it. She also told me that I should punch kids in their nose so the bone stabs into their brain. I was in elementary school. I think she just didn't want to deal with it. So she wanted me to deal with it on my own and not tell her about it. But I was a very non-confrontational person and I didn't want to fight anyone. I wanted them to either be my friend or leave me alone. One of my brothers is having the same exact issue right now, where he keeps being told to handle his own business and be a man. But when he does, he gets yelled at. He doesn't even want to have to fight to begin with, but no one will take up for him. And I guess I can't anymore because now I'm an adult, so I'll be committing a crime if I stand up to a kid. Oh, there's a whole other story about that too. I have too much to talk about. Another day. But, yeah. The main issue I see pop up with my mom, even to this day, is that she is incredibly neglectful and doesn't actually want to get involved in anything. She wants it all to just solve itself. And the only time she steps up and takes some role of authority is just to make us listen to her. She never uses it to help us. That's why the term Mama Bear, as she's so graciously titled herself, doesn't really have the same meaning to me in my head as it's meant to. Because I only think of the negative aspects of bears when I hear it. Not the ooh, protective, strong mom type. There's this really strange idea that parents can do no wrong, and children aren't allowed to be disappointed in their parents for treating them poorly, especially considering parents like this don't think that they're mistreating their kids. And fine, you could argue that these are mistakes, and my mom just wasn't thinking about how her words would affect me, and I would agree if she wasn't still the exact same person and refuses to take accountability to this day. I'm just trying to think if I had a kid, or if I was even around a kid for most of their life, and they told me one day after they were older that I had done something that really impacted them in a negative way, and it stuck with them for their whole life, would I get angry and defensive? Or would I feel like a piece of shit? I mean, I can't think of a reason to get mad. Unless I felt like my ego was hurt. That's the only explanation I can think of. A narcissistic ego trip or something. How dare you question me? I am always right. You are just a dumb child and you have no right to criticize me. It's not my fault that you're so sensitive. I could probably rant about this for hours. I have plenty more stories if this sort of thing interests you. I know at least some of you got some mommy issues you need to sort out, but don't worry, we can sort it out together. We haven't even touched on the daddy issues. Oh, a story for another time. For now, just, drink some water. Yeah. Bye.